Here's my chocolate chippy disclaimer. I'm a qualified builder with 25 years experience. Where I'm from, they call me Chocolate Chippy. This isn't financial or real estate advice. It's for my personal use only. Always speak to a licensed professional before making decisions. And let's talk about interest rates. I see it as Australia's property feeding frenzy. You may be asking, why am I doing this? Because I am no ordinary man. Whenever I hear the phrase, there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to interest rate cuts and hikes. That says rabbit hole to me. Now we've seen interest rates go up and down like a yo-yo these past couple of years. So after this video, and if you have any more questions, you decide how far you want to dive down into the rabbit's den. But today, you're in for a doozy. And guess what? You get the Chocolate Chippie Special, 2 chicken wings and a fried rice. So here we go. So first, what is a rate cut? Rate cuts stimulate business owners, property owners, and investors. Who they don't help are everyday Aussies battling the cost of living crisis. So now imagine the economy is a tired kid after footy training. The Reserve Bank is the parent and gives it Mountain Dew. It's a pick-me-up, and boom, that's a rate cut, baby. So borrowing money from the banks just got cheaper. Home loan payments cost less each month. Businesses find it easier to get cash. Credit card payments get lighter. But here's the kicker. House prices don't fall. It just means people can borrow more money. So you ask, why do they do it? Well, the Reserve Bank of Australia, the RBA, has the job of balancing interest rates and cash rates, controlling inflation, supporting jobs and growth, printing and managing banknotes, keeping the financial system stable, managing foreign currency reserves. And so when the economy slows down, people have stopped spending, unemployment goes up, and growth is as flat as a pancake. And when that happens, you look up to the sky. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the RBA to the rescue, with more Mountain Dew on the table to encourage people and businesses to borrow more money, spend, and invest. Now, do rate cuts help renters? Yeah, nah. Rate cuts mostly help buyers and investors. They borrow more money, bid higher, and push up house prices. And renters, well, they just get left behind. Laters. Because that investor competing for the property has to throw in their best offer. They end up with a mortgage, and you, the renter, end up paying the bill. And sadly, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So what should you know? Rate cuts are not in the best interest of renters. They are fuel for the housing market fire. House prices go up, investors pile in like sugar addicts to a chocolate cake. Renters get no relief. That's why Idunn Foundation's model, capping rent at 30% of income, is the structural solution, backed by a housing model. So what lessons have we learned so far? Rate cuts equal housing prices going off. Great for investors, no relief for renters. The reality is, if you don't own any assets, the system leaves you behind. So if we look at Australia versus the world, most countries, rate cuts means slowing house prices. But here in Australia, rate cuts equals feeding frenzy. So for example, a 1% rate cut equals 6% jump in house values. So an $800,000 home is now worth $848,800 overnight. And in some rich suburbs, gains can hit $190,000 overnight. That deserves a damn. Another example, before the cut, an average worker could borrow $509,000. After just a 1/4% cut, borrowing power jumps to a whopping $521,000. You just leveled up. That's an extra $12,000. Say what? So in June 2025, the average Aussie home price hit $837,586, a new record. Just remember, housing data is always 3 months behind, so real values are actually higher. Why? We're just not building enough homes. Demand outweighs supply, and scarcity pushes prices higher. Australia, I know that you've been wondering. Oh, so here goes nothing, in case you didn't know. Unemployment and rate cuts go hand in hand. In June 2025, unemployment was at 4.3%, highest since 2021. In July 2025, unemployment dropped to 4.2% because there were 25,000 new full-time jobs were created, thanks to easier borrowing. Businesses hire more when money is cheap, and yep, August 2025 brought another rate cut, 0.25%. That is the third cut this year. Even small cuts pump up house prices. We can expect 2 more cuts before what I call Stressmas, Christmas for everyone else. So imagine the economy is your favorite cookie. Dough equals jobs, too soft it crumbles. Oven equals inflation, too hot it burns, too cold it won't bake. Chocolate chips equals housing, sweet but unevenly spread. Cooling rack equals rate cuts, meant to settle it down. So right now, your cookie's holding shape. If unemployment rises too high and housing overheats, we end up with a messy, crumbly bake. Yeah, munted. Final word. In Australia, rate cuts don't bring relief. They supercharge house prices. Renters pay whether rates go up or down. Interest rates are a double-edged sword for renters. If this mission resonates with you, come, let's build this together. We are always looking for board members. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for your time. Follow the journey, share the spark. You knows how we close these.